How carefree it must be to live the life of a billionaire wife, right? Absolutely no stress over paying your bills, going from party to party, dressed in the best that money can buy, and drinking nothing but champagne. Well, for these 5 billionaires' wives, life's a little different. Sure, they have the best of everything money can buy, and they most certainly socialize with the cream of the crop, but they don't quite exactly live the kind of lives you see on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Quite far from it, really. We're talking charity work, donating their millions, and shying away from the public eye, rather than posing for the cover of magazines. Our first billionaire's wife is Lucinda Southworth. She married Larry Page, one of Google's co-founders, in December 2007. Sure, Page has a healthy net worth of almost 68 billion US dollars, but should things ever go south, Lucinda has her own healthy nest egg, said to be in the vicinity of 1 billion US dollars. Apart from being a Google wife, she is a researcher by profession. Her work focuses on comparative analysis of data expression on eukaryotic organisms, which are organisms whose cells have a nucleus enclosed within their nuclear envelope. So basically, she's a scientist. Let's just leave it there, shall we? She has a very impressive list of qualifications, such as a master's degree of science from the University of Oxford, a PhD in biomedical informatics from Stanford University, and she is also a University of Pennsylvania graduate. To be fair, she comes from a family of overachievers, so while she has worked incredibly hard to achieve these titles, she was always going to have a little bit of a head start. On top of having a highly successful career and being married to one of the wealthiest men on earth, Lucinda is also a mother of 2. And if that isn't enough, she also dabbles in philanthropy. Together with her husband, she founded a charity organization called the Carl Victor Page Memorial Foundation. Throughout recent years, she has reportedly donated an estimated 15 million US dollars to charitable causes throughout Africa. Causes such as the fight against the deadly Ebola virus in West Africa. And then there is the fact that she also actively works with her mother's charitable organizations and has previously worked alongside medical relief charities stationed throughout West Africa. However, with all of this said, Lucinda knows how to carry herself in the public eye. She doesn't exactly go out of her way to get photographed, but together with her husband, she is seen out and about quite regularly, while attending high-class functions and events such as celebrity parties and fundraisers. Our second wealthy wife might be an ex-wife now, but Melinda Gates was married to Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, for 27 years, which in our books makes her a billionaire's wife. Melinda has always been the image of grace and compassion, much like Michelle Obama. Together with her ex-husband, she co-founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in 2000. Plus, she's a published author, so while she might be living a glamorous lifestyle, she has worked very hard for it and continues to give back at any given opportunity. In 2019, she published her first and currently only book titled The Moment of Lift: How Empowering Women Changes the World. And through the Gates Foundation, she has been doing exactly that. Before she became Mrs. Gates, though, she worked as a tutor, helping children with mathematics and computer programming. She later worked at Microsoft as a computer scientist and general manager. During her time at Microsoft, she helped develop programs such as Cinemania, Encarta, Publisher, and even Word. She left the company in 1996 when their first child was born. During this time, she focused on raising a family while still running the Gates Foundation. It's no wonder this billionaire's wife, ex or not, is listed as the 5th most powerful woman in modern times. Mackenzie Scott, formerly Bezos, is another ex-wife, yet still worth a mention. While she was married to the one and only Jeff Bezos for 26 years, Mackenzie has a career of her own, and one she loves and is incredibly proud of. She says that as a child, she was incredibly shy and would be quite happy to be by herself reading and writing in her room. In fact, at the age of 6, she wrote her very first book called The Bookworm. Sadly, the 142-page novel was later lost during a flood in San Francisco. Considering the fact that she has now written well over 30 novels, we can't help but wonder, can you imagine what that handwritten book would have been worth today? As of 2021, Mackenzie has a net worth of close to 60 billion US dollars, and she is known for giving it away. When her divorce from Bezos was finalized in 2019, they reached a settlement of a reported 36 billion US dollars. That's a little more than half of the rumored amount Melinda Gates got from her settlement earlier this year. Since the divorce, Mackenzie has made more than her fair share of headlines for donating the majority of her wealth to various charitable organizations. She seems far less interested in the idea of having billions than she does in sharing her wealth where needed, doesn't she? Next up is Astrid Menks. She's been married to Warren Buffett since 2006, though she has been his companion since long before. But Before we tell you more, remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Astrid Menks lives a life so far from what you'd expect the wife of the Oracle of Omaha to live that we simply couldn't exclude her from our list. She and Buffett apparently both live quite thrifty lives and spend a great deal of their fortune on charitable organizations. It is said that Menks is an animal lover and donates a lot of money and resources to animal rights causes, as well as her local zoo in Nebraska. Coming from Latvia, she met Buffett while working as a young cocktail waitress. Back then, he was still married to his first wife, Susan, who has since passed away. While we might never know exactly what kind of relationship Buffett, Susan, and Astrid had, we know that they were a very close trio for several years before Susan's death. So much so that Christmas cards sent out by the Buffetts were always signed by all three of them. We guess how and when exactly this power couple's love story really started will always remain a bit of a mystery. But while Astrid might have more money at her disposal than she could ever have dreamed about, this billionaire's wife seems much more focused on helping others, living a low-key lifestyle and buying what she needs rather than what she wants. And to be honest, it doesn't even seem as if she wants the finer things in life. Apparently the Buffetts would much rather grab a McDonald's burger than dine at a fine restaurant. And last, but definitely not least, Priscilla Chan, the wife of Facebook, or shall we say Meta, co-founder Mark Zuckerberg. Priscilla might know how to dress up and pose for the media, but she is a hard-working, independent, and career-driven woman. She studied pediatrics at the University of California and is also a Harvard graduate. In 2015, the mother of two helped set up the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, which pledges to donate 99% of the couple's Facebook shares. Being a mother herself, she feels it only fair that all children have access to a quality education. So in 2016, she opened a primary school in San Mateo, California. It is a tuition-free private school that ensures children aged 18 months to 7 years who come from poorer backgrounds can get a proper education. She is reportedly planning on opening a second such school in Hayward, California in the near future. Her philanthropic work seems to have no end. In 2019, she launched an organization called Rare as One. Through this venture, she funds research on rare diseases. Working in the medical field, it's something she realized needs far more attention, and since she has money at her disposal, she was happy to put her money where her mouth is. While the net worth of all of these billionaire wives, current or ex, might differ, they all have the following qualities in common: compassion, dedication, and commitment. While they still might enjoy life's finer things from time to time, they all try to shy away from the spotlight and would much rather use their wealth to advance those who need it most.